Hi Aries, welcome to Garden of Mythos in your February 2024 reading. If you're new to the channel, welcome. Please consider subscribing and checking out your other placements like your moon and rising. Aries, going into February, there's a desire to slow down, to smell the roses, so to speak, and find comfort in everything. It's kind of like a comfort amidst the chaos. For some of you, this could be wanting to reconcile a situation in a romantic relationship, or perhaps wanting to make peace with someone. Now, that doesn't actually have to be romantic. That can be family, that could be a friend, whatever the situation is for you. I do see for those of you that this pertains to a romantic partner or even a former romantic partner. I'm not exactly sure they're quite where you are energetically right now, Aries, or there's this feeling of you wanting to slow down and kind of even repair things or seek comfort together is a little bit foreign to this person. Maybe they don't know that side of you, or maybe they forgot that side of you, the sweeter side. And while I understand, Aries, where that's coming from, because I feel like this tower is causing a lot of chaos right now. Perhaps things are changing too swiftly, and you're having a hard time adjusting to the pace. This also could be some realizations that you've had about this person or about your feelings towards them. And you might be feeling a bit, I don't know if it's remorse, Aries, but it's almost like this feeling of perhaps I'll never have that back, or I don't know how to open up to this person in a way that they can see this softer side of me or this sweeter side and actually believe it. On the other hand, this tower could be everything's changing and you don't actually have the ability to take the time out to seek the comfort. Because I also see with this Eight of Pentacles, some of you could be working really hard. Like your career, your job could be taking all of your time right now. Or a project, something like that. And on the one hand, with the Hanged Man over here, it is bringing you a lot of realization. It's bringing you a lot of self-improvement as well, self-revelation. But I think part of that is perhaps you miss someone or you want to have someone, whether that's someone particular and specific or not. And it's kind of like, how do I balance these, or how do I get there? Because as Aries, as much as you want the comfort, you want someone else to be comforting to you. You want someone to also be nurturing to you. And I think it's been rather difficult to find that, to find true love, to find someone that would be devoted to you in a real sense, not just, you know, trying to perhaps fulfill their own needs through you. And so if there are any sort of beliefs that you've adopted about relationships, about people, about potential partners, I think this is a pretty good indication with the Four of Swords and Four of Cups to kind of dig into those and see where they might be limiting you, or they might even be bringing this sort of tower energy. Be very careful about projecting your fears or the things that you've decided are just generally true in regards to love onto situations and people. And that's not to say you're entirely wrong. It's just sometimes we can go through certain things and then we can project that outcome onto other people. Or if this is a specific person for you and you've already kind of dealt with them and maybe some things happened that weren't quite great, be careful about thinking that, oh, that's just them and they'll repeat it even if I were to try to connect, try to be in a relationship again. It's just going to go the same way. Be careful of this self-sabotage, because I see it with this tower. And I'm not telling you, of course, to ignore what you know. Like, if there are some things that you just 100% know and you've picked up the patterns and you've learned the lessons, that's not quite the situation I'm talking about. Because if you're missing a situation like that, Aries, I think this Four of Cups, Four of Swords turns into a different sort of situation or guidance where we need to look at how that has affected you and maybe closed you off from other love or from the potential of real love. And it's kind of put you in this tower. And for some of you, there might be a little bit of both. Both of those kind of pathways of work that need to be done. Now, if you don't have anybody in particular that you want to be with, and if you're kind of just focused on your work, as I see some of you are, make sure that you're taking time out for you. And make sure you're not doing that alone. Because there's something about too much alone time perhaps here, even if you're enjoying it. I feel like there's a need to go out, there's a need to socialize, there's a need to perhaps even meet new people, just to kind of get yourself out of the routine that has quite a bit of isolation in it. And you might not feel like it. It might be a little bit challenging to push yourself out there again, but it's going to be well worth it. But do so when you're ready. You know, don't completely make yourself be uncomfortable just for the sake of socializing. Because I also see the potential for perhaps some of you are dealing with depression from being alone too long, or just being isolated, or just this Four of Swords is giving me this energy of like, I don't even want to try because I already know. Like, I don't want to meet new people. I don't want to even talk to people because I already know how they are. But that's what you need to look at, Aries. Do you? Or is that a limiting belief? Or is that something that, in a way, keeps you safe, but also isolates you? Because I do think the tower serves a purpose. You know, we build towers and we kind of dwell in them for a while before the universe comes through and is like, okay, you've done the thing, now let's go. Now the change needs to come in. But Aries, I don't feel like this tower is going to be knocked down or anything like that anytime soon, because the door's open in this card. So you can go in and out of that tower all you like. So you can, you know, spend your time alone and then come out and spend it with other people, come out into the world again, and then go back if you need to. And so finding that balance between self and other people Because if you're too focused on yourself, there becomes this loneliness. But if you're too focused on other people, I feel like that could become frustrating and distracting and perhaps even emotionally draining. So finding a balance there is the most important thing for February for you. And for some of you, if you're at a job that you don't necessarily like, or it's not your purpose, or it's not necessarily where you want to be long term, this is a great time to start making your blueprint, or even start exploring ideas of what you could be doing, or perhaps finding through hobbies, through research, through practice, whatever it is, finding that path, finding that thing that is your purpose. And if you don't know what your purpose is right now, that doesn't have to mean that you're lost. You're just you're in the part of the process. You're in the middle of the journey. You'll get there exactly when you need to. But I think there are some people that you could meet along the way that can also help you, and some experiences. Aries, I hope that resonated for you, and I hope to see you in the next one.